around and you can see. Ta-da! It's a Karl. And there's a Louisa. They're supposed to learn how to needlebind today, but it's a little cold. Are you getting a free pass?
I think so.
They might be getting a free pass. It's a little cold on the fingers today. We have some wind. It blew quite a few things down. Let's see who's here. Oh, lots of people. Adrian is here, if you remember him. Well, yeah, from last year anyway. You don't, because Adrian, new person. Do you want to be? We'll keep one person out. There it is. It's a Louisa. New Freeman.
Eating.
Yeah, well, we're always eating on here. You should see our Christmas episodes. We're doing nothing but stuff in our faces. It's a little foggy there, though. Peruta says they've had a cold spring. That's in Moscow. So apparently you're not missing out on anything over there. She says it's 11 degrees. Louisa says, hi, Peruta. Let's see. Adrian says, I gotta say, I long to get back to cold Norway. It's been 20 degrees for countless weeks here in Rotterdam. No, I agree with him. I wouldn't want to be at 20 degrees nonstop.
Is he trying to be Dutch?
No, he's going to school there for a little bit. You want to say that again? Are you trying to be Dutch? Is that what you said?
I said, is he trying to be Dutch?
Is he trying to be Dutch? Karl, do you have any issues with Dutch people?
No.
Okay, good. Because I think Garcia's on too, and she's in Holland as well. Hey, Anders.
Do you try to insult at least one nationality watching you each time?
You do try to, at least. Which nationality did you insult today?
I haven't insulted anyone yet.
Day is young.
I'll come up with someone.
He'll come up with someone to throw under the bus. Now, Adrian wants cold. I agree with him. Let's see. Audra's here. Hello, everyone. This time I'm here. So you have to wave to Audra. Audra's joined too. See, Louisa multiplied. Karl? Yes. You're not waving. There we go. Hi, Audra. He will help if he wants to or not. Let's see. Adrian says he's learning through Duolingo, the Dutch. Speaking of people learning languages, you ready for the bus? I'm sorry, but 30 minutes of Russian discussion. I have to, that kind of rhymed. 30 minutes of Russian discussion. What are you learning,
Russian
Anders?
discussion.
Anders the
Я
blacksmith.
хочу говорю по-русски. No?
And how do you feel about
Я
that?
хочу говорить по-русски.
Говорить по-русски.
What else you learned today?
Я не понимаю ничего.
Did you just say konnichiwa?
Konnichiwa.
Pretty sure that's not Russian.
I said it means I don't understand anything.
Oh, that's
Я
weird.
не понимаю ничего.
Ничего.
Hers sounds better than yours.
It does actually.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm probably butchering it.
You're supposed to butcher it. That's what I say to myself when I
I
try to
give
learn
myself
Norwegian.
room for improvement.
Okay, I can put this down over here. I didn't know how the microphone was gonna go. And then you can sit. Da-da-da. There we go. They've been, the microphone works better this way. They've been making Nefertofel pieces today. That's not a Nefertofel king though. Okay. And I think he's surrounded, the king.
Oh,
there
no.
it is. No, they've been painting pieces. Okay, I'm gonna put the camera still because it keeps sliding around. But you can sit over on this side if you want to, and
and you
we'll see
fabric
Louisa.
interested people, I have great news for you. If you're Viking people,
As you lift your leg.
look at this.
Oh, I was
because,
gonna say you have to show
this excellent hood that I got from my friend Thea. She's Norwegian, but I have modified it slightly. Sorry, Thea, but this is cool. Okay, look at this. I have made a bone improvement here. So I put these two on a string, and I made a hole here and a hole here, and it's an entirely new concept of something called pegs,
It's very clever actually.
buttons.
Very cool.
Now they call me buttons in here,
О, бабушка.
and babushka, which means grandmother. No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Murmur.
murmur. So now, even if it blows, I am
I am,
completely unaffected by the wind.
yes.
And also, if you take it off, you can actually close it up here so that you have like a scarfy thing.
I have to lift the camera up on you there.
Pretty cool.
There.
There we go.
So that's Anders' hack.
Yep. It's a life hack.
I tried telling him I could do the same thing. I think it works just fine. I
Yours
don't
is
feel
better.
any wind.
You're like a ninja.
Wait.
Karin
We'll
is
be
a ninja.
surrounded.
Yeah? I know not.
Wait. No, I can't get it on because it's too tight. It's so tight that there's windproof.
Hello. Can you do the same thing? Oh, that's great.
Oh my
So-
god, this is gonna be a long summer.
There's Anders' way, and then there's
Can you do the same?
I can, obviously.
Yeah, let's
Of course I
do
can.
that.
you just have to unbuckle it.
I just have to unbuckle it, actually.
No pressure, but
no pressure.
Easier for us. Oh.
camouflage Vikings
Ninja.
or stealthy Vikings. Carl, you're not joining in on our fun, but you. I don't know if you can see him over there.
He doesn't need a hood.
Meditating.
He's there we get him. He's looking over by the fire.
He thinks we're all hopeless.
Are you cold, Carl?
It looks very cozy.
Chilly, yes.
Yeah. It's a little chilly.
You don't want to sit on the...
Oh, I'll bring him up here soon. He's got a story to tell. We made him do some homework. But I'll let you think about that. I have some show and tell. Okay, so I had my last class of my needle binding class this week out of the 3 weeks. They get 1 day a week. There you go. I made a hat and I made it from the bottom up. Would you model this for me, please?
Yeah.
You with
I can
the
do
wonderful hood. Because I want to see how this fits. No, you're doing it wrong.
What?
It's like
What am I doing wrong?
You got
It's
a
like for
ball sack
babies.
around your neck.
It's like a... What do you call that? It's like in English.
It's like a kangaroo, a bib.
Bib. I got me a bib now.
No, you're doing it all wrong.
Okay.
Okay, this is why I don't make hats from the bottom up. Actually, it's doing quite okay, but if you see that way, I always have a little extra room in the sack here when I make them from the bottom
I
up.
will say yes in Indian.
It does look good though. You can't have it. No, you don't want it. It's acrylic.
I want it now.
It's I think it's a wool and acrylic blend.
It's really warm and nice.
One of my mom's stash.
You should buy it.
Well, you could, I suppose. I'd have to put it online though, on the web shop. But it's I don't know. We'll see if Alan wants it in the shop or not because it's acrylic. So, but it's nice and light.
Yeah.
So I made that, and this is why I don't make hats from the bottom up. I can never get that damn top flat. Not that it has to be, but I just don't.
You can even like extend it a little bit and have like this
Little tip on the top there.
on the top, yeah.
I'm sorry. How'd you do that again? Show me.
I don't know.
You've done this before. Haven't you?
What are you talking about now? Are you talking
I'm
about...
taking it down innuendo lane, and that makes Charlotta very, very, very happy, I'm sure. Okay, let's see what they're saying here, because I'm missing out.
I was a bit slow on that, actually. I'm blonde, what can I say?
Well, let's see. You're getting it darker, though, with the blacksmithing. Lyra's here from sunny and warm in Kansas. Hopefully it's not blowing too much in the microphone. That's why we're sitting in the shade under the roof. Karen Hollock is here from sunny and hot Phoenix. And Fruta is laughing her ass off at the Russian. I don't know if that's a good thing, considering I have no idea what the hell you guys said, but I know you spent about a half an hour learning today. Albert is here. Hello, Albert.
Alberto.
Your Heidi is here. Runa just came. You have to kind of sit on this end for now. It's so windy everywhere. I don't know if it's going to blow in the microphone.
I can move over.
Yeah, I'll slide down.
Scooch over. No,
So, there. I'm sitting on the bumpy end of the reindeer. Don't ask. There we go.
Oh, it's a little bit...
See.
How did it land there? Now we're happy. Happy Vikings.
Feel the love. Is this a bromance you two? Heidi's watching.
It's way more than that. Oh, shit.
Heidi's watching. I'm so sorry, Heidi. You said nothing.
I'm still yours, Heidi. No worries.
Anders is just merely keeping him warm for you. She said she's sitting at home sewing on her linen dress. Her cousin has been here for a few days. Aww.
Yeah.
I finally got to see family too not too long ago. My mom was
Hi,
here.
Christina, if you're watching.
Hello, Christina, if you're watching. It looks like a beanie now, the hat, yeah. It does kind of, but it's a little like slouchy in the back when I do that. Oh, Albert's been clothes shopping today. What did you buy, Albert? And only if it's Viking clothing. If it's not Viking clothes, we really don't care. No, just kidding. Lisa Turinai is here. Hello, and welcome back. We're just gonna maybe do some crafting today, but I don't know how much it's gonna. Like I said, it's so cold on the fingers that I don't know if this is a good day to teach grumpy ones how to needle bind. Look at him over there. Oops, sorry, that goes a little fast. Can he be seen? Can't see him. Maybe there he is, looking slightly grumpy in the.
Mystical ninja.
He is mystical. Oh, do the hat trick, Carl, when you're sitting there in the.
With this fog.
You know the one. Let's see. We got to get it to turn more on you. And then point it down. And wait, let's zoom. There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no. Magic left him.
Oh no, he went limp.
My hat lost its enthusiasm.
Hey, I thought that was a part of the trick.
His hat lost the enthusiasm. Maybe I'll turn it back again. Hopefully it's not swinging too fast. We're making people puke left and right. Let's see, what else do we miss? Albert got 2 pants and some cool things.
What do you like about this tunic? The fact that it's red or the fact that it's blue?
Anders is colorblind.
Because every time I ask people, hey, what do you think about my blue tunic? And they're like, it's blue, you mean? What do you mean? It's blue.
Is that like
It's
how
black.
much was the free cup
It's
of coffee
black.
at the cafe?
And I'm like, well, everything I get turns black in the end.
It does, actually. That was blue when you got it. But on the inside should be blue.
Actually, this one I actually bought black because
Oh,
there's
did
no
you?
use for me to buy colors
Oh,
anyway.
but yours is well, actually, it's the same as my black.
Why
It's
buy
charcoal.
colors? It's it's more charcoal, man.
It's charcoal.
Yeah.
There you go.
Why would we call ourselves as black snakes, man?
Oh yeah. Well,
Pruda
like
says
charcoal,
the
yeah.
monk socks are almost done, and she has organized a way to smuggle them to Norway. She made some socks for Greg because did you almost finish them? She said. Almost done. Yeah. No, they're still like leg warmers in the ones I have for him. I have to finish them too. The hat needs Viagra, Carl.
Okay.
Do you want to? No, I was gonna say, do you want to tell your story yet? But then I thought, no, you guys gotta play the moon harp, the jaw harp. We haven't had music in a while. You can use a flute, you can use a drum, you can use a horn, but I will be entertained. No, you want to come play?
Drum and moon harp is nice.
Drum and the moon harp, or we could make them decide. Choose your musical instrument.
But
Here's the fight.
the harps they don't fit together.
No.
But you know, I have an idea. Maybe we can play one you play and then I play.
Yeah.
We can try like to
Yeah.
combine
Okay.
them.
I'll move this.
Not now.
No.
Yeah, we need to.
Okay, so that'll be something for next week.
Yeah.
No, we can play today.
You can play today. You have about 27 minutes. No, not 27, 37 minutes. I can
Okay.
do math. Wait a minute.
Okay.
47 minutes. I'm really good at math.
Yeah.
I'm smart. L for love. I'm sorry. I just had to loser myself. Albert says he also got some suit jacket, vest, and a shirt, and some silk ties. You know how we feel about you wearing silk, or at least you know how Greg feels about you wearing silk, Albert. He thinks that you must be from the Varangian Guard and outlawed because silk was very expensive to get in the Viking Age.
Yeah.
So he's coming after you if you keep saying that you buy silk stuff. And then there's Adrian and Albert talking to each other. They were roommates last year. Okay, so I have some more eye candy. Have you seen the amount of yarn I have, right?
Yeah.
I showed it twice on YouTube, and there's way more than that.
Yeah.
So I bought more. I bought more yarn, but this is, it actually smells like cheap.
Does.
But it's from, maybe it's just me and I'm spending too much time in a
Yeah,
Viking
it
village.
smells cheap, yeah.
How much does it cost
This is a total of 1,140 kroner.
for these 2 packages?
Yeah, it's a kilo of yarn. Yeah, it's
Holy cannoli. I mean,
114 kroner per skein, and this is Vandra. So if Julie's watching, she'll like this. This is the same stuff
Yeah.
I made the Ukrainian egg out of.
smells sheepy.
It's a sheepish.
Oh, yeah.
Is it smelling sheepish?
It smells cheap, but it's expensive.
It is expensive yarn, but it's actually it's not too bad. They usually come in 50-gram balls in skeins, but these ones are hesped. But this is the same one I made the Ukrainian egg with, but it's uncolored, so it looks like that.
240 meters
Yeah.
per roll.
Is that what it said? You're lying. It does. He read it. Okay, and so if you're a knitter, that's the gauge. Anyway, so I have, of all the wool I have and the yarn I have, I actually don't have anything to plant dye with this summer, so. You know, normal people would open it from the top. Anders does this.
Everything is a weapon in my hands.
Whose OCD is cringing right now? Everything is a weapon in your hands.
I did this.
Oh, you did
that.
it.
You did it.
Yes, do like that and then you open it.
Yeah.
Men. You don't get
Let's
to play
open
with
it
the
on
yarn
the
when
other
it's
side
done.
too. For CD.
No, I'm just kidding. I have to take it out anyway. I have to mordant it. I have to bison.
There is an opening.
I think. I should have to anyway, unless I'm going to do browns or something with so many tannins in it. But this one, I don't know. We have a crap load of nettles, so I could stick to my green that makes Kristen cry. But you wear it well. It used to be green, the sweater I made for you.
Yeah.
Now it's black. No, I'm just kidding. No, but because we have a lot of dye. The birch leaves are also perfect right now. They're like this big.
You can buy a walnut and make walnut shell.
I did over Christmas when we were in Celia. I made Karl listen to me eat a whole fuckload of walnuts just so I could have the shells. So they're here for 3 days. Crack.
Yeah.
In Swedish, it is skitmycket.
Skitmycket.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a shitload. But anyway, yeah, because if you dye with walnut shells, you don't need tannins. You usually have smoke in your face. You can come over here and tell a story. No, I'm done showing off my yarn. Anyway, I have to plant dye this summer. And then maybe in 3 years I'll make something with it. Okay.
Well, tell a story and tell a story. The
Tell a
story
story.
of Egil Skallagrimsson is going to be a multi-part thing.
Okay.
I actually want to kind of recommend another YouTube channel.
No, I'm just kidding.
Traitor!
They're all watching it, all 93 of them.
I discovered this a couple of days ago. You have I believe the channel is called Viking Sagas. And he has the actual sagas in a good English translation. The tiny little problem I have with this channel might not be a problem for you guys. He thinks it sounds Viking if you whisper and you have somebody playing the drum in the background.
That was so horrible.
So when he reads the sagas, it's like Saga Egil Skallagrimsson.
Well, Perut is going to want to watch that now. Just hope you know.
But one thing I entirely forgot about the saga of Egil Skallagrimsson is that the first 1/3 is basically Vikings really love a good prologue. So it starts with his grandfather, and then we talk a little bit about his father, and then we talk about some random other people in Norway, and all of their relationship to the Norwegian kings, who are utter morons. This is one of the kind of charming things, because there is usually a political agenda behind the saga, and the political agenda behind this particular saga is most certainly not the Norwegian kings are great guys and we should really, really have a king here on Iceland. It's not. We are lucky to live away from these morons because they are really, really dumb. Just to give an example, I'm not gotten quite that far ahead yet, but Harald the Finehead, the first king of Norway, the guy who collected Norway, and is generally portrayed as quite a hero in most of the, well, in Snorre Sturlason's Heimskringla, for instance. He has to be the dumbest person alive. It's the way he is described in this saga. Because he keep having problem with the Finns. That's not necessarily people of Finland, it might be the people of Finnmark.
Are we picking on Finland today?
I can pick on Finland, but I don't think that's what the saga intended. I think he is talking about
Nellis,
Finns
Kieran,
as in
yeah.
people
Kalevala.
from Finnmark, not Finland.
Okay.
And he has this, let me see, he would be the brother of Skallagrim. So the son of Kveldulf, so the uncle of Egil Skallagrim's son. he's kind of responsible for collecting the Finn tax. So he sends him into Finnmark to negotiate with the locals and come back with particularly furs. Grey furs, which is probably wolf furs, and bear furs and saber furs. These last two is the exclusive domain of the king. Other people shouldn't even be having them. And he is very good at it. He has a good
Reputation?
relationship with the king of the Finns, and he helps them fighting with some other Finns that are riding them, and then they ride these other Finns and steal
You
stuff
gotta
from
learn how to
them.
say raiding, because riding them is not what you think it is.
If anybody have trouble understanding me, I'll come over and ride you.
I'm sorry, what did you say? I'm having difficulty understanding you.
So, and he collects more treasure than has ever been collected on this before. And here is, there is a common theme in basically all of the Icelandic sagas. Everything will go to the hell in the handbasket immediately as soon as somebody dies and there is any kind of conflict over the inheritance. Oh, let's see, how is this? Some self-made guy, this is a generation before this, has a very beautiful daughter. He kind of is pressured into either selling or marrying off his daughter for a handful of gold to some higher status guy, who then has twin sons with this daughter. These sons are very, very smart and sly. This is not compliments in Viking society, by the way. And they are born in wedlock, but some kind of confusion happens further down the line. So they are basically declared to be born out of wedlock. So they are not inheriting their mother and father's estate that somehow ends up with the Skallagrim family. So they really hate them. And they also work for King Harald the Finehaired, who, as I mentioned, is a moron. So he has to... he has these two sly guys who basically comes to him and goes, yeah, no, I see you're getting a lot of tax from the Finns, yeah. You should just know how much it was to begin with before this Skallagrim brother guy started stealing from you. And the king believes the last person he talked to. That seems to be the trend for King Harald Finehaired. So he believes them until some other guys go in and talk on behalf of, I think it's Thorfinn Skallagrimsson. Thorfinn Kveldulfsson. Comes and talks on behalf of him. You know, he is completely honest to you, and remember how many times he could have killed you if he really wanted to. I know he's conspiring against you, and it goes back and forth like this, like a pendulum. And then he sends these two sly guys to collect the Finn tax, and they basically get next to nothing. And when they come back and complain, no, we have gotten almost no tax, but that's because we were there with 30 men. And then Thorfinn Kveldulfsson came with 100 men and basically stole everything. And he burned Finland to the ground, so there is no more taxes to get there. Then he believes that again, and it keeps escalating. I didn't get quite that far because of Whisperman is annoying to listen to. But I know how this ends. This ends with basically a complete breakdown of the relationship between the Skallagrim family and the kings of Norway, at least the first two, Harald Finehaired and Erik Bloodaxe. But I can tell a little story from... This is basically setting the tone pretty well. Egil Skallagrimsson he's not a nice guy, but he is one of my favorite characters from the sagas. And this is a little story from when the guy was 3 years old. 3 years old.
He has a good memory.
His father and brother are going to a party at a guy called Yngvar's house. And the 3-year-old wants to come along. And I love this answer from his brother, who is, I think, 9 years older than him. He says, no, you cannot come along because you're difficult enough to deal with when you're sober. I don't really want to handle you when you're drunk. So they run away. The 3-year-old, Egil Skallagrimsson, steals a horse and follows them to this party. And then he waits until they have gone inside and sat down. and then he basically just walks into the hall. 3-year-old Egil Skallagrimsson. And then he makes a poem. I obviously can't recite it from memory, but it's something like, here I sit with the fire of Ingvar the gift giver, who gave gifts to brave men, and is even-handed. Never before so great a 3-year-old babe amongst babes have made a poem for you. He is pretty happy with this poem, and he gives him some goose eggs as payment for his poem. And I think we'll come back to Egil's weird relationship to payment later on. But this is the only fair time I know of him being underpaid and not murdering basically 50 people for it. So he's happy with his goose eggs, and we'll leave it for there. We'll come back to the guy. We'll come back to the guy when he is about 7, and that's when shit really starts hitting the fan.
Stay tuned. Tune in next time for the exciting continuation of 7-year-old Egil Skallagrimsson and his goose eggs.
I hope he has eaten his goose eggs before he turns 7.
Oh my god. How many, okay, we had cruise ships like mad this year. Or so far this week, or we have a lot more coming. But anyway, where did you get people from? We were trying to figure this out earlier.
What?
Where did we get people visiting from this week? They're starting to come from all over.
The last group we had was a Lithuanian South Korean family.
Yeah.
I have had Singapore, Switzerland, lots of French lately,
There's a
both
crap
with
load of French,
cruise
yeah.
groups and in smaller groups. The Dutch are pretty common. You see the occasional Belgian.
Americans.
Americans
Yes.
Yeah.
Norwegians, yes.
and Irish today.
And Irish, yeah.
Yeah.
We had some that didn't speak very well, but which country were they? Oh, that's because usually Switzerland's is really good in English, but this one was...
No, they're not usually good in English. They vary.
You're just insulting today.
Yes,
The ones
no.
I've met are pretty good.
You have 3 language groups in Switzerland. If anybody of you are from Switzerland or you know Swiss people, then correct me if I'm wrong about this. But the way I understood it from my short trip to Switzerland doing reverse cat smuggling,
We have to tell that story later.
the
yeah.
German-speaking Swiss people usually learn to speak, well, German and English and maybe one of the other 2 languages. The Italian speakers usually learn either Italian or either French or German, in addition to Italian, of course. And the French learn French. And I'm perfectly happy with that, because then I can speak to the French.
How did you communicate with this group, though? There are these 2 people that couldn't speak English very well. Obviously can't speak Norwegian.
No, in the same way as I communicate with everybody with English.
Yeah? You got them to understand.
I don't know, I can't read their mind, so I just have to cross my fingers and hope that at least some of it sinks in.
Yeah, I thought some of it.
But I'm going to try next time. I have a group when I'm pretty sure that I don't really speak English. I'm going to try the whisper thing.
Go ahead, demonstrate.
Welcome to Njardarheimer. You probably already have a mental image of the Viking Age.
You've got Scottish. Like a pirate Viking over there.
Yeah.
The Vikings of the Caribbean.
Should we see if we have any chat here for you? Oops, I saw we lost honors with your rather enthralling story. No, he'll be back. Yep, lots of chat. Okay, it's gonna take me a little bit. Oh, yep, there we got the beanie hat, the monk socks. The hat needs Viagra. It's quite true. Okay, Albert is gonna plant dye. Karin Holick says that was not okay. I forgot what that was about. Yeah, Bertrand, or they're talking about plant dye. I'm going to plant dye, I think well, I've started picking the nettles, the stinging nettles that are growing along the fences. So when the tourists get really nice and want to go and say hi to the sheep, and they're wearing shorts and they're getting hit with nettles on their legs. It's not exactly the most fun experience, especially if you don't know what those are.
I didn't quite catch. Do you want more or less stinging nettle?
No, I took more, but I picked those first to color with. But they're young. They're still actually, you can make tea with them and you can make soup with them because they haven't gone to flower yet.
So you want the shorts tourists near to the sheep or far away from the sheep?
No, they can go and play with the sheep, but I took it away from them. The stinging nettles. It'll give them welts in their legs. That won't be good. No, so I'll dye with that first. But I've got to pick the birch leaves. So the birch leaves are like this small right now, and they get about that size normally, I think. But when they're new like this, they have a lot more yellow in them. So you can get like apparently traffic light yellow. I've seen Lila Freed get it. But when they're older, like in October, for example, and falling off, you still get yellow with it, but you get like a mustard yellow. Kind of a maze thing. So I'm gonna try that. And because I don't know why I want to get this color yellow. Actually, it doesn't look very yellow on there anyway. But this color yellow I want to get. So but I hate yellow. So, but if I over dye it, if I twist it up and over dye, it'll look like that scarf I did in Dalby for the faithful people who check it out on Instagram. And it'll have like an acid green with a little
Yellow
light
is
undertones.
nice. It's the color of the sun.
I don't know what that looks like.
It looks like the sun.
I could try to look at it, but it hurts.
Okay. You have to use binoculars.
Binoculars? Oh, God.
Then you can see how color it
I'm
is.
gonna burn out my corneas.
Yeah.
Let's see. Albert's got a lot of birch anyway, so that's good. You can pick it, you can dry it. If it's dried, actually, you get more mileage out of it than you do if it's fresh. Odd but true. Same thing with actually any herbs. Let's see. You're going to lose your voice in the future if you keep telling stories in that voice.
My normal voice or the whisper voice?
The whisper. Oh, both, I think. That's what
It's both
Adrian
are
says
true,
that
but
one.
yeah.
Ah! Okay, now I've been practicing this name. It's Vaishak, isn't that it? Vaishak? How to say that name? I knew it up until about a week ago. It was Vaishak. I had to YouTube that. How do you say that name? And by the way, hello, Vaishak. He likes your story.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Where is he from?
was it India, I think? I forget. Where are you from again, Vaishak? I have to remember. Karsten and Doro are here from Hallberg. Hamburg, I mean. Hallberg. I'm losing it. Oh, okay, you have to tell the cat story, says Prudis. You can do that while I check up a little bit. Oops. There. Tell the...
The cat story.
Yeah,
okay.
you said reverse cat smuggling. How does one reverse cat smuggle in Switzerland?
My father, a few years ago, he lost a Siamese cat that he was really attached to, and he wanted a new one. So I look around for breeders, and I find this guy in Switzerland, who comes fairly highly recommended. So I basically planned for 4 days off in the middle of the high season here to go to Switzerland and pick up this cat. So I go to Switzerland and I stay with the breeder and basically sightsee a little bit around in Switzerland. It's an amazing country. It's they kind of have
one would say.
they have not been destroyed by war like ever. Because, well, they are warlike as almost like mountain Vikings, but war wasn't destructive enough to destroy cities. So they have like buildings that are from the 1300, maybe some even older.
Ooh,
And they had a problem in their cities that the passages between houses, there is an absolute demand that they have to be wide enough for a pig to turn around. Because if not, you get dead pigs in all of your passages because they find something they can run into and then they can't reverse. So their houses are like this far apart. That's apparently wide enough for a pig to turn around. But yeah, so I was sightseeing down there, went to some museums, picked up the cat, got all the paperwork in order, and this is not a cheap cat. It's 1,500 euro Siamese little bastard. And with vaccinations and all of that in order.
Really long claws.
Then the guy who sold it to me basically goes, hey, look, we don't have to basically say how much you paid for the cat. You can just say it cost 150 euros and then you don't have to pay any toll on it. And I say, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. okay, so I'll send you the pedigree and all of this, so you don't have to carry that through the toll. And then I get to the airport and I come to the toll booth and I basically go, I haven't done anything major. I haven't done any major criminal acts this millennium. Should the first thing I do that is criminal after the year 2000 be smuggling a cat? No. So I just walk up to the guy and go, hey, I have this cat. The cat is not in a good mood anymore. She was in a good mood until about halfway through the first flight, and then she starts complaining a little bit, and now she is basically going, meow.
How's that go again?
Meow. So I'm holding this screaming cat up into his face, and I says, hey, I paid 1,500 euros for this cat. How much do I have to pay in toll? And he says, do you have a receipt? And I go, do you think I'm lying to you about the 1,500 euro cat? I want to pay the toll. And he goes, okay. You really don't have a receipt when you buy a 1,500 euro cat? No, I don't. Can I pay the toll now, please? And it's 3,600 kroner, something like that. So it's a reverse cat smuggling. I was trying to smuggle a cat, but then my conscience kind of forced me to pay a lot more money for it.
Well, it was your father's cat.
It's not really my conscience either, it's my arrogance. If I'm going to do something criminal, it's going to be bigger and better than smuggling a cat.
Yeah.
That's a story for another day. No, just kidding. Okay, so no, the reason why Karin Halleck said that wasn't very nice, I thought this was kind of fun. It's for opening the bag the wrong way.
Oh,
That isn't very nice.
No.
She's on my side. You're messing with her OCD.
yeah, I'm sorry.
And then, oh, by the way, Lisa Torres says that she and her husband are visiting Gudvangen next Thursday and Friday to try kayaking, and we'll visit you on Friday. You'll have to, because we have a tendency to shoot arrows at the kayakers. I'm just kidding. We don't really.
Your kayaking should be pretty safe.
No, kayaking is
Parachuting is another matter.
So if you can see a lot of the Viking houses here have grass roofs on, like that one. But if you look over my shoulder, maybe you can see it. There's one over there that has grass roof. It is not in our village, but it looks like it is. And it has windows. Maybe if I zoom in. They're making us look bad. That is not a Viking house. That's the kayak center. So, and they play really loud music because they're in the modern age and we're in the Viking age. Let's see. No, but that's a lot of fun. Actually, I miss kayaking. I used to be a whitewater rafting guide back when I was 20. And I would guide in a kayak and pick up people who fell out of their rafts. It was a lot of fun. And then I hurt my arms, and now I don't do that anymore. Lyra says she overdyes yellow with walnut. Leaves, what color should I expect? I would guess she would get kind of a yellowy brown, I would think. She also makes too much yellow. I just like yellow as a base color. Sometimes I'll actually buy like this Easter yellow just to overdye it with the green. But if you twist the skein a bit, not this tight, of course, but if you twist the skein, the ones in the inner part of it won't get dyed as much as on the outside. A lot like tie dyeing. It's pretty much is tie dyeing. So you'll get and then when you needle bind with it, you'll get speckles of the gold in there and speckles of really darker green. So, oh no, the leaves. With the walnut leaves. I don't know actually what you get with walnut leaves.
Leaves?
The leaves from a walnut tree. We don't have walnut trees in Norway.
No.
But Maria, if she's on here, she might know
green,
that.
I suppose the
You think
walnut
you'd get
tree has
green?
green leaves.
Maybe. I would think you'd get green. If you put it in an iron pot, it's going to turn green. We've just decided that you probably don't even need plants in the iron pot, and it'll go green. But
I'm not sure a walnut tree are natural for Norway, so I suppose they use hazelnut and oak nuts and stuff like that.
yeah, you can use any nutshell. I think maybe not peanut, but
No, I don't
I
think
used
we
oak
have
nuts,
peanut.
though.
We don't have peanuts
No.
either in Norway.
no, we don't. No, I used okay. So I used oak nuts, acorns.
Yeah.
And I decided I was too lazy to shell them all. So I threw them all in there, and of course they start getting smashed up. And then I also kind of like to just leave my yarn in with all the leaves and things, but this is not leaves, this is acorns. Because it'll affect the color or
We also
whatever.
have chestnuts in Norway.
Chestnuts, yeah.
castagna.
But do you know castanjanut? Yeah. Do you know what happens though if you leave the meat of the nut in the hot boiling water?
No.
It kind of turns into peanut butter.
Okay.
So I had a fun time getting that out of my yarn lesson learned. Definitely shell the nuts before you before you start dyeing with it. But it did make a nice color once it was all cleaned out and everything like that. And Georg is currently wearing a neck warmer that's made out of it. I think that's on Facebook too somewhere, or Instagram somewhere. Karl is on fire today, said Torben. He almost forgot. He showed up late. More importantly, Torben, what beer are you drinking? I was listening to your podcast on the way here. Let's see, what was and you were talking about an Academy. Yeah, there was a beer brewing company, a school to learn what beer goes with which food. And one of the things you guys said on there, I don't know if it was the guy that said it or you guys, but that you were checking about mead, and mead comes from back in the Viking Age, but mead would have been really expensive and kind of a treat because of the honey, etc. in the Viking Age, and ale would have been more common. Vikings, do you have anything to say about this? Because I don't actually know.
Yes, of course.
Is it true?
Yeah.
All right, you're okay.
The Vikings didn't have domesticated bees.
No.
So you have to either import it, which is fine because honey lasts almost forever. There is no expiration date on honey normally. Or you would have to go for wild honey. And you wouldn't find a lot of that either in this region. And if you go further north, there would be none of it.
Too cold for the bees, yeah.
So that would be a special treat. It would be like our aquavit, something you drink on particular occasions.
Aquavit, yeah.
Obviously, we could afford to be drunk on aquavit all the time, but where's the fun in that?
You only have to take one sip of the stuff and you're pretty much knocked on your butt. How much proof is it?
It's about 40. It's not super strong.
It's not quite as bad as...
But we must remember they had wine too.
They had wine, yeah?
Yeah, if you are wealthy and rich enough to import wine.
It's imported. I was going to say,
Yeah.
did they make that here? Because we're not grapes. But
Yeah.
So they had wine, they had ale, but then mead. So ale would have been more common and mead would have been more
Yeah.
luxurious. And wine obviously would be right
Ale
up there.
would be like everyday drink.
There we go. So there you go, Torben. Your podcast lives to tell another day. I just fact-checked your butt. No, I'm just kidding. And say hello to Karin, by the way. And my Aunt Bonnie is here. Hello. She popped in to say hi. Okay. I am not... Oh, Lisa Torres says, I'm not sure if you know this, but could you dye neutral brown from Stoffel Steel? Yeah, you could. If it's 100% wool, you just have to treat it. I have to either put it in or heat it up in a pot of water and vinegar, or water and ammonia. In this case, I use salmiak in Norway, or alun. And if you with nuts you wouldn't have to though, and with lichen you wouldn't have to because there's enough tannins in it. But you can always do it on the safe side anyway. So you heat it up with that and then let it cool off, rinse it out, and then you can dye with it and the color will stick. Because if you don't mordant it first, it won't stick.
Now they are seeing my face and your ball. When you're talking to them, wouldn't it make more sense to focus the camera on you?
It could, but I'm doing this.
I can try to mime so it looks like I'm talking, but I don't think anybody would buy that.
Go ahead. I want to ride you. There you go. No, I can do that. I can do it like this. I'm a little too close. So let's see. But yeah, if you dye linen though, it's really hard for the color to stay on there. It will, for one, it's hard to get it to stick to it in the first place, and in another, then it will fade quite quickly. But it is doable. We just have a hard time getting it to stick for very long. Wool goes much, much, much easier, but you could definitely color it. And I think you have to treat the linen just like you would the wool. I'm not 100% sure on that. I have to check that. Where's a Kristen when you need her? A tame plant dyer. Aura Rune var mjölden god som vi hade på bursdagen min. Was the mead that she
Yeah,
ran a birthday
very,
to?
very good.
What kind of mead was it?
Well, I have, was it blackberry, I think.
Oh!
Yeah. I have a lot of it left, so...
Was it homebrew?
Yeah, it's, what's his name? The storyteller we had.
Oh, Arild. Arild
Arild,
Bersheim.
yeah.
Was
Yeah,
it his
Bersheim,
mead?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
he makes good mead, I hear.
Yeah.
unfortunately, I never got to try it.
I've just tasted it. It was very good.
Did it have a fun name? Because usually his meats have a really fun name on
I
them.
don't remember.
Something like, well, Happy Summer, but that's...
No, I don't
They got some
remember.
other...
We have plenty of left, so
There we go. The linen should be fine, Lisa, but wash it first. Yeah, you always want to wash your linen or wool before sewing with it because there's a bit of shrinkage allowed. I just wanted to see if you innuendoed that sucker. But anyway, no, it will always shrink up a little bit when washing. So if you wash it first and then cut with it, then you shouldn't have too many instances when you're trying to make something out of it later. I think it is better with wool. It sticks, the color sticks much, much better with wool. So you need to do that. So Lisa, are we turning you into a Viking? I think she needs to. She comes here quite a bit. Okay, so oh yeah. I brought one more thing in my bag of tricks here. I was going through my yarn in the closet that no one has seen. And I remember I kept thinking that you could use whatever yarn you want for needle binding and it'll work pretty much. It's just a matter of how to splice it. So you can't spit splice acrylic, but you can do a sew splice or something like that to get using it. I forgot there is one yarn you really can't needle bind with, and that's this one. Or ones like it. This is Himalayan silk. It's 100% raw silk. I had to get it to try it, of course. I've probably had this one for probably 6 years now. I always have to get to try. But if you look closely, see if I can hold it up so you can see it better here, maybe. You'll see that it is wrapped. The silk is wrapped around like this, around each strand. So if you're going to when you try to pull your yarn through, let's see. I get a stitch right here. As you pull your yarn through, all of that wrapping kind of just gets pushed down and it doesn't go through the loop. I found that out the hard way with some interior wool called interior design wool. I forget what it's called. Home and Cottage or something makes one, and it's wool that's kind of wrapped around a cotton fiber base, and it just went. So I got pissed off and crocheted with it instead. So I don't know what to do with this because it's 100 grams of. Is it 100 grams? It's 100 grams. Yeah, about 80 meters of raw silk, but I can't needle bind with it.
Didn't you just answer that question? You just get pissed off and crochet with it instead.
Yeah, but they didn't have crochet in the Viking Age. But I could totally give Albert a run for his money if I had silk, something made with silk thread, raw silk.
You can put an embroidery on something, man.
Well, you can't really, because if you try to embroider it, the same thing. It'll just bunch up as you try to pull it through.
Okay.
So it's
we're back at crocheting.
We're back at crocheting. We could try couching embroidery, maybe. There you can see it's kind of.
you can weave it
Wrapped.
to make fabric.
That's a good idea. You can weave with it. Maybe I'll do that. I'll be able to weave a scarf for a Smurf or something. It's not
Then
gonna.
you get the happy Smurf.
I'll have a happy Smurf, a very expensively
Maybe
dressed
Georg
happy
is cold on his neck.
Varangian Guard Smurf. Maybe Georg. Did you just call Georg a Smurf? I'm sorry. Look at the guilt on that man's face. He's both a little bit proud and a little bit guilty at the same time. Okay. We have about 12 minutes left. Are you sure you two can't play for music for us since we didn't get to teach you needle binding? Det var mjölden som vi laget hjemme. Jag och mannen min. Bara av honning. Bara av honning. So the older they made it her husband and her made it alone.
Yeah.
All by themselves. It wasn't Arld's, you. Shame on you. You insulted her mead.
What?
No, being compared to Arild, it's
No, that's
probably
actually really good, though, yeah.
Pretty good compliment. He is fairly proficient.
No, it was
at it.
Audra and her husband who made the mead.
Oh. No, that's not what I bought. I bought it from Arild.
Oh no, this is one that you tasted on her birthday. She was here celebrating
okay,
her.
yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
That was good too, I hope.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Okay, he was mixing up his mead suppliers. There was Lisa's writing on there too. Yes, that's what we're hoping for. I bought shoes yesterday. That is on its way. Oh, good. It's finding Viking shoes. This can be a bit of a trick. So then she will have a whole outfit. Oh, yay, we're going to turn Lisa into a Viking. You should. And then you have to make it for your whole family too, because the kids don't want to sew their own. And then, of course, the husband would rather be kayaking, I suppose. So we have to, we'll get the whole family. And then you can apply and stay in the houses as Vikings. Karin says, I have something that I tried to loose it and it did not work out very well. Was it also like a wrapped yarn like this? I've had wool wrapped yarn and this is silk wrapped. But now I know why this has been sitting in the closet for so many years. because it's one of those yarns that give you anxiety. You want to use it on something really special, and then what I can use it with. Ah, I can do that. Yeah. We bring it a little closer. It's this is well, it's like a 2-strand braid, but it's actually just twisting. You twist both fibers one way, and then you twist them back on each other. I could do that. I could definitely do that. That's gonna make a
Does it
lot.
fit in my tunic?
Yeah. What do you think? Does it work?
Maybe. I
think
need
it does.
something extra on it.
I could do that. I could do that. There's plenty in there.
Oh, good.
It will be silky, and then you can
Then
sport
I
your.
have silk too.
You can have silk too, and you can show it off in front of Albert.
Oh, yeah.
And then and Albert won't be the only one chased by Greg with weapons, because he'll think you're part of the Varangian Guard too.
But I know that Harald Hårråde was a part of the Varangian Guard. And
No.
he wasn't
I
killed. He
was
became a
just
king.
about to say, attacking people because they are members of the Varangian Guard sounds like a very bad strategy.
Yeah, it does.
Elaborate.
Well, they are the bodyguards of the Byzantine emperor, so
Yeah.
basically they are part of the Byzantine Empire, which is the only bloody superpower on the face of the earth at this time.
Yeah.
It's like picking on American diplomats today. Yes, you can do it, and occasionally you'll get away with it. But occasionally you also get a drone strike in your head, and this would be the equivalent of that.
Okay. So then but they had the silk because they were very rich.
Yeah, and they got
They are at the
paid
end
in silk
station
sometimes.
of the Silk Road, basically.
Yeah.
So they have more access to silk in the normal market than anybody else in Europe. And they are drunk, arrogant Vikings. So yes, they will spend their money on silk if they have a lot of money.
Drunk, arrogant Vikings. I know a few of those.
Oh, I don't remember. There is a description of the Varangian Guards.
Yeah?
I don't remember the exact wording, but it's something along the lines of they are really scary when they're sober.
I see there's. Also, Karl, Albert got a Webley MKIV, or probably 4 revolver and airsoft gun. Are we impressed? Or did I just butcher the title?
You probably did, but the only Webley I know of is the service weapon for the British Army during the First World War. It's a big monster of a revolver.
Did you get a big monster of an airsoft gun?
It's airsoft. It doesn't really matter what it looks like. It's going to give mild slaps in the general direction you point it.
Yeah. Well, okay, I think you're gonna have to
Then-
bring it next. Yeah.
Just a bit tiny little Webley digression. It's a big monster of a revolver. It's really powerful. And this happens every time there is peace. People discover that this is a very logical thing that most people should understand, basically, on the face of it.
Yeah.
People shoot better with lower calibers because they are not going boom, boom, boom every time the gun goes off. They just go pluk, 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 pluk. So you shoot a lot better. So every time there is peace, people go down in caliber. So the British Army goes from their Webleys to a Smith & Wesson model 1911, which uses 38 Special.
Karl has a thing for guns, by
And this
the way.
is completely fine for everybody who don't have to shoot anybody. The problem with 38 Special is that if you shoot a German soldier, say, 4 times, he might take it personally and shoot back. If you shoot him once with Webley, he just can't. So the British soldiers who had these Smith & Wesson's 38s, immediately, either they went and found their grandfather who fought in the First World War and go, hey, would you like to change your revolver for mine? Or they go and find an American soldier who has the Colt 45 and go, okay, I have this crappy thing, but I actually need to shoot people occasionally. Can I please change it for yours? And the Americans go, yeah, you guys are better food than us. So there was an actual exchange system for this and that
Really?
much British rations and the Smith & Wesson for a Colt 45.
I can see
And
that.
then you have to go to your officer and say, oh, I accidentally lost my Colt here somewhere. I don't know, I'm stupid.
So
and
he's
pay a
saying
fine.
basically you could probably trade that weapon in for food. Max had a question in here. I saw that. Can baby yarn actually work with Nalbinding? With when Nalbinding? Yeah, absolutely. Baby yarn might be superwash though. In which case, when you try to splice it, you might have to burn a hole in your hand doing it, or choose a different route of spicing it. But most of baby yarn is about the same thickness in this, so you just have to go with the more denser stitch. These, I can show you my progress on it. These are the finished 2+2 socks that I started in 2017 and then lost and then refound. They've gotten a little further now. I'm making the heels instead of doing the toes because for some reason this is bigger than my foot, so I'm going to have to try it on somebody's foot to get the length right. And I did them both that far. Runa didn't like the color, Peruda.
Nah, it looks a bit
They're really green.
militaristic.
It's very it's like Kermit the Frog goes military, but no, it's embroidery yarn. Yeah, and you can use embroidery wool as well.
When
It's
you
just
wear
this thin
those on
stuff.
the grass, it looks like you're levitating.
You want to test that next
No,
time?
I don't understand why you have camouflage on your socks.
No, because they don't want to see your feet, so you look like you're levitating. I think Carl
Okay,
might be onto something there. We're 5 more minutes. You guys got to make you got to. Oh, and I like Torben's answer. It depends if it's made. Is it made from real babies?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. That's how it's so soft, just like a baby's butt. Can you guys play me some music? You need to play music. We'll put you out in the light here, though.
And I'll go
Yeah,
out
I
of the way.
can bring
Yep, I'm gonna turn the.
What?
drum.
Or,
Yeah, I can play.
yeah.
Louisa attached bells to her feet.
Drum and harp.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Drum and harp. Okay, come out here though, so we can see you guys. It might blow in the microphone. I'm so sorry. If you look at the flag over there, it's blowing. I posted a picture of you, Carl, with the flower in your hair, and Lisa Turdoy, the bead Lisa, anyway, Lisa Nelson. She says, it's something like, why does he always look like he came out of a scrapyard? Because I posted the full picture in my story. Oh, Roxy's is here from Patent Tours from Bergen. Hello. You came just in time for the music. Max says he uses mostly acrylic yarn because it's cheaper and easier to find. It is, but the wool lasts a bit longer. There you
What's
go.
the name of our band?
What's the name of the band?
I don't know.
I'll have to turn it around at some point because the other microphone works better.
I don't know.
The name of the band is I Don't Know. You've seen it here first. Okay. Turn it around.
I think you are a bit loud.
We'll just stand closer to you, okay?
Yeah.
Is that better? Okay, do it again. She looks so short now. There you go. You have it here first. The band I Don't Know playing their first song, hit cover. I think you're a bit loud. Is that
That's a nice.
Oh, you're getting lots of claps. Heidi, Lisa, does your sister's clapping? Let's see. Do you want to do? I still got 2 minutes left. We need an encore, and then we'll see everyone on Saturday again at the same time.
I don't know any more tunes.
You don't know any more tunes? Just play the same one backwards. Now we have the improv.
Was that 2 minutes?
Nope, you have another 42 seconds. You can dance. There you go. Louisa's got it. God helg, Lisa Turdoy. Are you here? You're here next week too, right, Louisa? Yeah. Okay, so we'll take requests during the week. Yep, Torben wants to buy the LP.
Okay, good.
Yeah, yep. It's good. It's straight to LP. No compact discs or anything here. See you guys next week. See you, Max, Lisa, Torben, everyone. Ashley, do you want to say goodbye to Marshall Heidi's? Which Heidi are you saying goodbye to?
Both.
Okay.
But Heidi Maria first, though.
Oh, upstaged his sister with his girlfriend. It's
Yeah.
okay. And then Carl. Sell the cassettes. Laugh out loud. Hi, Carl. You want to wave? Say goodbye. Yeah. Next week I might do something about that hole in his pants.
I've been talking about it since it got had like 6 months ago.
8-track. Oh, you gotta put it on an 8-track, says Torben. I will fix your hole. Okay, I'm gonna. There. Bye.